welcome back to the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup at the Metropolitan Polo Club in Tianjin. I'm Tori Dorsey with Adam Buchert. We're at the quarterfinal stage. Brazil leading Mexico by 4-3, and we both must stand corrected. I think we had we were out of eye shot of the last goal that was scored by Mexico just in the dying seconds of that third Chukka.
Well, that's right, Tori. The replacement for Mexico, Diego Solzano, just scored an absolutely brilliant goal. It's a little bit hard to see from this angle, and we thought it had gone wide. I know if we were playing on the grass, you would have seen the players right back to the centre if they had scored the goal, but we weren't to know, and it's Mexico now in a very strong position. They're only down by 1. They've got the master, Carlos Gracida there, and Solzano, the 4-goaler, playing very, very well.
And we're just over 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this second quarterfinal. Brazil with possession at midfield.
Yeah, no, Brazil on the attack now and looking to try and push this difference. A lovely little play forward there by Rodriguez, and the whistle's gone. They're saying that they couldn't take the ball forward because Valerio Aguilar was in the way. But keep your eye out on a horse here that Junqueira is on, the chestnut pony. It's called GTS, and he did a lot of work on this horse in the last game that they needed to win to get through to these quarters, and it was a very, very good Chukka for Brazil when Junqueira, the number 3, came out on GTS. So
it's a penalty awarded to Brazil.
Yep.
Again, 4-3, looking to extend their lead over Mexico. That's William Rodriguez to take the penalty.
A chestnut mare called Qantas. He hits it cleanly, and the Brazilian crowd go wild. So they go up by 2 now.
Brazil with a vocal support base here.
They do.
In China.
Brazilians always been a very passionate polo country, passionate about any sport, whether it's football, soccer, you name it, they are passionate. So here we go. Diego Solzano comes out with the ball. Can't do much with it. Ball gets turned back now for Aguilar of Mexico, who's going to have to back it through the traffic, through the legs of Junqueira's pony, but it's come up with Carlos Gracida. Lovely approach shot. Could be a little bit too much. Can Aguilar back it through the goal? Looks good for Mexico. What a great goal.
And that's a fantastic goal from Valerio Aguilar, the 5-goal player, number 2 position for Mexico. We've got a great...
Look at this here. Great play. And Aguilar knew he had that Brazilian player coming hard to his stick side, and he had to get there and play that back shot quickly but calmly. Now look, it's Aguilar again with another back shot straight onto the stick of Carlos Gracida. If he can get the right off, he'll get that through, but he doesn't. Rodriguez, great defense there by Rodriguez for Brazil. Could that defense be the telling sign for the Brazilians? But Carlos Gracida goes for the next shot there, and it goes out over the back line. But solid defense here by Brazil. It is Mexico on the attack, and Brazil now to see if they can increase their lead. They need to get this out past the halfway line. Oh, whistle.
It's an obvious foul against Carlos Gracida.
Thought he might just cheekily get that one, but that wasn't to be. So he was deemed to be across the line and probably shouldn't have played at that. Yeah, just enough in it to be a foul.
So even though that penalty occurred deep in the Brazilian territory, the umpires bring that up just beyond midfield.
That's right, Tori. They will bring that up to the halfway line because that it was deemed that the attacking team were heading towards their goal, and as a result of that foul, they weren't allowed to advance. So then the umpires pick the ball up and move it up to halfway for them.
So Brazil to take this penalty shot to start the latter half of this fourth Chukka.
Not where they wanted to go, into that far left-hand corner. It's very difficult to score from out there. You need to get it into that strike zone in the middle. Great little cut shot there by Carlos Cressida. Will Diego Solzano get to it? He's been ridden out of it by Rodriguez now. Rodriguez turns on the line. Valerio Aguilar comes forward and keeps the ball. Now if he gets a lucky bounce, which he does, it's Valerio Aguilar with 2 lengths on it, but leaves the ball behind. Now, little one, Gustavo Garcia. Can't do much. Solzano rides the pony in there, gets a lucky bounce for Mexico now. Takes the ball around, trying to get past Garcia. Gustavo Garcia, then he leaves it now. Aguilar taking the ball forward for Mexico. Will it be goal time? Can the Carlos Cressida back it through? He goes for 2 shots. Will it be a goal? There it does for Aguilar. It's goal time for Mexico, and they have equalized, and the Brazilians are shell-shocked.
And that is great teamwork.
It is great teamwork.
The Mexican team. I think every player had a touch on the ball there.
Yep. A lot of hard work on the boards there by Diego Solzana. Then a lovely hit by Aguilar across to Carlos Cressida, who just keeps it there in front of the goal mouth. And Aguilar, who was coming out of the goal mouth, could back it straight through. So equaliser, and Mexico now with a little bit of momentum, and Brazil starting to question their methods. And now we have Rodriguez loose, with being trailed by Aguilar, who's going to look for the hook. Can't get the hook, but he does get the hook. The ball stays behind now. Solzano on Garcia. Ball comes through. Good bounce there by Solzano, who tries to play the near side. Can't do it. And now Rodriguez retreating backwards, now trying to say, I've got the line. And the whistle goes.
And that looks from this angle as if it'll be a penalty called against Diego Solzano, but I must question, he was holding the ball there.
Yeah.
And you know, is that going to be considered as in...
it's just how they view that play right there. Whether Valerio Aguilar had to leave that and allow the player to hit that ball before Solzano came in is probably what they've thought. But now it is Rodriguez for Brazil. 1 minute left on the clock. Are we going, Tori, into another penalty shootout here in the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014? We're in the quarterfinals, and at the moment it's Mexico with all the deck stacked against them, but they are playing a great game of polo here. Mexico now on the attack. Aguilar hits it up. Rodriguez is now going to have to defend for his life, for their polo life. And GTS has spun around, and one of the Brazilian players is off his horse. Now, here he goes. Garcia for Brazil on the attack. Diego Solzano looks over his shoulder and says, there's no one here. He can't believe his luck. 30 seconds left on the clock. Big play required now. Can Brazil put this one through, or will the might of Carlos Cressida keep the ball out? If we get one unlucky foul,
and I think
this could be victory for Brazil.
And it looks like it was just that, a foul on Carlos Cressida, with William Rodriguez claiming possession. You can see.
Yeah, I think Carlos had to let him play that ball. And Carlos is giving plenty of advice to the umpires.
But with just 19 seconds remaining on the clock, it's a penalty shot for Brazil. Score tied at 5 apiece. And this could be very unlucky for Mexico.
Oh, another nail biter. But again, these teams so closely matched in this competition, and sometimes you could, when you go to visiting host nations, you can get a bad string of ponies, and you can say, oh, we got beaten by big margins because their horses weren't as good as the others, or that sort of thing can happen at any stage. But the scores here have been representative of how good this surface has been and how good these horses have been. Like, it's been a very, very even competition.
William Rodriguez to take the penalty, defend it against.
And they've got it. Brazil get it. And I don't think there's going to be enough time on the clock now, but I can tell you Carlos Cressida is going to use up every second of this clock to try and get this ball up there. Solzano comes around behind Rodriguez. He's got about 2 seconds. I don't think they're going to do it, Mexico. They are really trying. The hooter has gone. The Brazilians have thrown the mallets in the air. They are ecstatic. And Brazil have taken it.
Brazil defeating Mexico 6-5 in a nail-biter. The second quarterfinal at the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup, and certainly the very emotional win for Brazil.
Oh, they are very, very passionate. And let's not forget, Tori, when that penalty was created at the far end of the field, probably one of their better players, Junqueira, was off his horse. GTS had slipped at the far end, and he was actually off the ground. So, yeah, but there's the replay there of Carlos, because he got some wood on it, but probably not enough. You see there on Carlos's mallet, he's actually taped a little bit of terry toweling material so that when he hits that ball, it actually goes more true. It travels more straight.
And is that legal?
It's legal. So in the snow polo, he is... but look at that. There's the score. It tells the story. And there's the fans of Brazil. 6 goals.